you go. Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of DIY Montessori inspired crafting activities with me. If you haven't seen part 1, it's in the description box below, so be sure to go check that out if you haven't already. Let's get right into it with this first DIY material, which is just going to be a dressing frame. I have this box of Velcro that I got a long time ago, which I'm going to use, some popsicle sticks, and I decided to make this one orange. So all I'm going to do is glue the popsicle sticks together to just sort of make the frame part. These are super lightweight frames, so if you do have a child who is a bit of a rhinoceros, say, with materials sometimes, then perhaps some sort of backboard or support would be necessary. But I'm just going to try it out really simply with the felt for now, because I am trying to encourage Isaac to be gentle with his things. So I'm just going to assemble everything together and then cut the top piece of felt in half and glue on the Velcro pieces so that they match up and line up. This one turned out really well. I decided to actually do a second one with some magnetic snaps that I had bought a while back from Michael's. So I'm just going to repeat the same process but with magnetic snaps this time for Isaac to try. This next material that I'm going to make are actually some sandpaper number cards. Instead of using sand, I'm going to use some of this gold sparkly glitter glue which I got, which feels exactly like sand. So I'm just tracing out the numbers to make sure that they're kind of nice and even and in the center and whatnot. Isaac is getting very interested in counting and numbers and trying to recognize numbers. Actually, I'm just going to make numbers 1 through 3 right now, just in preparation for the first introduction to numbers presentations for him. But I'm quite pleased with how they turned out, and I will probably be finishing the set sooner rather than later. But if you are looking for a way to DIY some of the sandpaper numbers or letters, this is a super simple one with just some cardstock paper and glitter glue and a ruler. This next material that I'm making is more of a musical instrument. We've had this wind chime hanging outside for a while, so I actually just took it down and dismantled it, and I'm just going to be using the metal rods from the wind chime. I previously tried making some sort of xylophone thing with this, but it didn't quite work. So what I'm actually going to make is just a simple triangle, and I'm just going to loop the metal rods through string so that it forms the triangle, and just keep one as the one that you're going to use to bang it, and then I have 2 extra which I will be keeping for some use later on. And the last material that I made in this whirlwind of a day of making things is this fine motor transfer tower, which I had built before, as you can see here, but put it together pretty patchily with tape, and it wasn't very hardy, didn't quite stand up. So all I'm using for this is popsicle sticks, a paper towel roll, some of the lids from the squishy foods, and old milk jug lids or just other jug lids, and some beads for decorative bottom. First order of business is just to take off all the bits of tape and to re-stick those milk jug lids back on, just with using glue instead of tape this time. after that, I decided to put those wooden beads around the bottom of this quote-unquote tree to just make it a little bit more decorative, but also to help keep it sturdy as well. And then after that process was done, I did take some colored pieces of paper, cut out circles of them that match the colors of caps that I have, which Isaac will be using to transfer, and placing them inside so that there can be an added color matching progression to this earlier one as well. And that was it. And really, some of the DIY crafts or materials that you might make might not last as long. They might be used a little roughly and break sooner, but then it's a good experiment to see what your child is actually interested in and how they operate. So then you can know what you actually can invest more money into if that is something that is very important to you. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe, stay sane. I'll catch you next time.